Hi guys, and welcome to a new video, and welcome to the channel if you're new here. I'm Ollie and this is Turner's Workshop, and in this week's video I'm going to be showing you how to repair a dripping tap. It's a really common household issue to have a dripping tap at some point, and so I thought I'd make this video showing you how to repair it yourself using some basic tools, and we're not actually going to need any replacement parts for this hopefully. So not only is that dripping tap going to stain your bath or sink in time, you're wasting a hell of a lot of water. And I wanted to work out exactly how much water we are wasting here just by having a dripping bath tap. So I measured it over a 1 hour period and then times that up for how much water per day, per year, and it worked out to be quite a lot. So place your bets, let me know in the comments how much water do you think this wastes in a year, and let me know how much you think that costs, and I'll reveal all at the end of this video. The thing is with these modern taps, all of the cartridges inside them are different depending on the manufacturer of the taps. So you can take that cartridge out and look to replace it, but you need to try and source the exact replacement for your specific taps. Or you take it to a tap specialist and they'll be able to find the exact replacement cartridge for you. That's going to take you a lot of time and effort, and it's going to be quite expensive. But the way we're going to do it in this video, we're going to take the old cartridge out and I'm going to show you how to service it to hopefully stop that leak. It's one of those jobs that I just can't get the motivation to do, but it needs doing, so let's get on with it. Here is our dripping tap in question. You can see it's dripping away nicely. This is a quarter turn style tap, so quarter of a turn turns it on, quarter of a turn turns it off. But when you turn it off, it carries on dripping, so we've clearly got water leaking through the valve, it's not holding up. First of all, we need to isolate the water supply. Now if you can get behind your bath, because I'm doing bath taps in this, or if you can get behind your sink, lots of the time you have a ball valve that you can turn off with a screwdriver, or maybe you've got little tap handles on there, so you can isolate your water supply locally at the tap. I can't really access the back of the bath taps very easily, so I'm going to turn off the main stopcock to the house, and that's over there. So let's go and turn that off to isolate the water supply, and then we can strip this tap apart and see what we're working with. There's a screw for a hoover there. She's been looking for that. Right, there's a stopcock. Let's turn off the water supply coming into the property. That's off. So once you've isolated the water supply to the taps, just release the pressure on the taps and make sure that your valve's holding up, which it is in this case. That's good. So now we can strip the taps apart. Now if you live in a hard water area, then more than likely limescale is to be the issue here. So we're going to start with the hot side, because limescale thrives in hot environments, and the fault is more than likely going to be on the hot side of the tap. So let's start off by removing the handle. To remove the tap handle, just get a Phillips screwdriver, or you may have an Allen head screw. Just have a look in there, see what you got. I've got a Phillips number 2. So let's remove the tap handle. Oh, that's tight. Of course it's going to be tight. There we go. Now with any luck you should be able to pull your handle off at this point, but mine is well and truly stuck on there. More than likely limescale build up behind it. So what I plan on doing is removing the cartridge in one, and to do that I put my adjustable spanner on the back section of the tap to remove the cartridge. And this appears to be well and truly stuck on there as well. Try and get that off, and it's incredibly tight. Of course it is. Oh dear. So the issue I'm having at the moment is I can't get the collar piece off to remove the tap handle and take the cartridge out. And I think that's probably because it's got limescale build up behind that collar piece. So what I propose to do is use some of this limescale remover spray. It's supposed to be super powerful. And I'm going to spray this around that collar piece, and hopefully when we return it should have dissolved that limescale so we can remove the collar piece a bit easier. So let's just get our limescale remover spray and put some around this collar piece and on this side, and hopefully that will dissolve the limescale behind there and allow us to remove it a bit easier. After allowing the limescale remover to soak for a little while, I actually managed to loosen off the cartridge section of the tap. So I just got my adjustable spanner in there, and then I could loosen the cartridge off. But I was still struggling with the tap handle. It just didn't want to come off of the spline. So I sprayed some more limescale remover up in here where the tap handle connects onto the cartridge piece, and then I left it for a good few hours to soak. When I came back, I gave it a few taps with my spanner to try and get it off, and eventually I did manage to get it off. Now, I wouldn't recommend hitting your handle with a spanner, but it did work in this case. So just be careful if you do attempt that, because you could damage the taps. And as with all my videos, I want to throw out a quick disclaimer. I don't accept any responsibility for damage or injury caused by following this video. My videos are meant as a guide only, based on my own experience, and you should always seek the help of a professional if you're unsure about what you're doing. If we have a close-up look at this valve, this cartridge style valve, you'll see we've got this rubber O-ring around here. It's not leaking from there, so that's all good. We can hopefully reuse that. And you can see just around here, there's lots of limescale build-up. So I think that's what's causing it to leak. It's allowing water to pass through this slider. So that's how the valve works, open and closed. So what I plan on doing is using some super powerful limescale remover foam spray on this part. So just cover that. In actual fact, I'm going to take the O-ring off. Probably do that before you spray it in limescale remover, because it's quite nasty stuff. Remove that O-ring. It might be worth getting yourself a bucket of water before you turn off the stopcock, so you've got something to rinse it off with afterwards. But just completely cover it in this limescale remover, and we're going to leave that to soak. Get yourself some gloves, because this stuff is horrible. I think it's acid actually, so just be a bit careful with it. Spray it up, and then just exercise the valve by opening and closing it, and that should hopefully clean off the seat. What you want is an old toothbrush or something to get in here and give it a bit of a scrub up. That feels like it's operating much smoother now. I'm now going to wash this off in a bucket of clean water. That limescale remover works a treat, honestly. This has come up really clean. It's nice and shiny. If we have a close look at the valve, you can see just how clean it is now. And if there was any limescale on that seat, then it's been removed now, and the valve closes very nicely, and it should seal up. So let's refit our rubber O-ring, and then we can put it back in the taps and see if that's cured our problem. Just going to spray in here as well with a limescale remover, just to clean off those threads. And if you've got an old toothbrush, you can just use that to clean off around here. Just give it a little scrub up. And now I'm just going to go and crack the stopcock to allow some water to come through here so I can clean it off. So get yourself a little bit of oil to go on the O-ring around here, and that's just going to stop it binding up when you refit it. Just put that on there, and then we'll screw this cartridge back in, tighten it up, don't go mad, just nip it up, and then put the handle back on. Right, that's a closed position, so the handle needs to be at the top, about there. Okay, the moment of truth, I'm going to go and turn the stopcock on, and we'll see if this still drips. And it's still dripping. I decide the next course of action is to do the same repair on the cold side of the tap, but the handle was even more difficult to remove on this side, so I decided to just leave the screw in there and unwind the whole cartridge in one. The only problem is the tap handle hit the tap in the middle, so I had to remove the top section of the handle just to give enough clearance to unwind the whole cartridge piece. So I gave this cartridge a good clean up with the limescale remover, making sure that I removed the rubber O-ring so not to damage it, and then I allowed it to soak, exercised the valve, and gave it a good scrub in there to remove any limescale build-up. Once I was happy that it was thoroughly clean, I put the O-ring back on the cartridge and refit it to the taps. Then we can screw this cartridge back in. There's just enough clearance there to keep this section on. Right then, I'm going to go turn the stopcock on and we'll see if she's still dripping. Oh, for goodness sake. So if I try blowing through this, air's not actually passing through it. So I'm now starting to think it's actually the seal at the back, where this seals against the tap inside there. Because the water comes up here and it's held back by this face on the outside of this. And when the tap's open, it allows water to pass through there, comes out here, and then it gets blended in the middle with a hot and cold. So if water is getting past this seal at the back, because of limescale build up inside there, that will also have the same effect as this valve letting by. If we have a look in here, you can see at the back there is some limescale build up, and that could be allowing water to bypass the valve altogether, just come straight out of there and out of the tap. And then it's the same on this side, although I have given that a little bit of a clean. You can see at the top there. So I need to get something inside there to clean off that face. Let's get our limescale remover and just spray inside there and on that side. Now you want to be very careful, but you can just use a little screwdriver, and you see that limescale around the edge. Just use the screwdriver to carefully scrape it off. So I'm just going to clean off this limescale and I'll be back. I've cleaned up that face in there as best I can, just with the limescale remover and a little bit of persuasion with the end of a screwdriver, and the same in there. You can see I've scratched it a little bit with the screwdriver, but at least I've got rid of the limescale, so hopefully water doesn't bypass the valve. So let's put the cartridges back in. But before we do that, I'm actually going to use a little bit of Hylamar Blue. Now, Hylamar Blue is a non-setting gasket sealing and jointing compound. It was developed by Rolls-Royce for use on their turbine engines, and I tend to use it on engines myself, but I thought it would work well for this application, although it's not designed for use on potable water or use with drinking water, because I believe it is slightly toxic. So I think it'll be fine for this bathing water, but if you're fixing some kitchen sink taps or taps that you drink the water out of, I wouldn't recommend using Hylamar Blue. I would suggest using something like LSX, and I'll put a link to that in the description below. And that product is safe to use with potable water or drinking water. And it works in the same way as a Hylamar Blue. It will just seal up any scratches in the face where we removed the limescale from, and between this seal here on the cartridge piece. So you just get a small dab of Hylamar Blue or LSX and just smear it around this seal, and then when you screw it back into the tap, it will seal up any imperfections in the mating faces. Just make sure you dry off inside the taps before fitting the cartridge piece back in, and that will help the Hylamar or LSX seal up properly. Screw it back in and nip it up, and you should be good to go. Turn the tap back on, and hopefully that's got it. I hope you found value in this video and it's helped you fix your leaky tap. If it has, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And if you hit the alarm bell and set notifications to all, you'll be notified when I post new videos. For the side that I had to remove the handle section, I just refit the ceramic piece and then screwed on the decorative nut to the top. And then for this, I just used some pliers to tighten up that decorative nut. You can use a flannel or a rag over the top of it just so you don't damage it if you want. Oh, and you're going to take the chrome off. Good job they're not your taps then, isn't it? And don't worry, after this job, I'm not going to be a plumber anytime soon. Not that there's anything wrong with being a plumber, I just don't personally like plumbing jobs very much. So anyway, I screwed the other handle on using a screwdriver, and don't forget to finish it off by putting the little caps back on. And this is a perfect opportunity to give the taps a thorough clean, and for that I'd recommend using some of that limescale remover. It's really good at getting rid of any limescale and watermarks. Job's a good one. Right then, let's go back to our original question. How much water has it wasted? If Ollie has a dripping tap and it leaks at a rate of 1.3 litres per hour, how many litres will it waste over a 24-hour period? I'll give you a minute to think. Now the answer is 31.2 litres. On average in the UK, the typical water supplier will provide water and take it away at a rate of around 65p per 100 litres. Now our dripping tap is wasting 11,388 litres per year. That works out to be around £74 for the year. And to put it into perspective, that's 142 full baths. Or you could run a standard dishwasher 950 times, or provide the total recommended drinking water for one person for over 15 years.